It's dropping from to me. Yeah, it seems to be okay now. Let's see here. It was dropping here in OBS. I reduced a little the bitrate. Let's see if it's gonna keep it dropping. Sorry for that, guys. So let's back here. We are actually building intermediary function here, right? And instead of calling this function directly, instead of passing this function to be called directly by fold, the fold gonna call this middleware function, and this middleware function it's a composed function from the given one. That composed function, right, is the result of composing the given function with that function here, right? And that function here, that thing here is like, okay, to make this middleware function here, you must pass the values from to that first function here, and the result of that function here to that second function here as parameters of that function here, right? And the resulting function is going to be passed to the fold L function. And here, this function here is the result of calling fn with the initial value, because remember fn receives this signature here, which which receives the b value, which is the initial value, right? That one here, and the next value, that one here. Because that one here, I want first to, but that gonna be a recursively call, right, to each value. So yeah, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work because of that. Like every time the accumulators call, it's gonna call this one and this one. So yeah, it's not gonna work. To do that, I need to like signalize somehow. Just run that one for the first three, so it's not gonna be good that way. We're gonna undo that, so, and do that thing like we did here, or we can do something like okay, build a new no-empty, right? And for the first value, it's gonna be because the resulting thing here must be b, and b is the same thing. Yes, I cannot do that. No, not gonna work. The resulting thing here must be, yeah, it must be different. Cannot be a no-empty thing, right? Yeah, that is not. I don't seem to have another way to do that. I can of course do something like that, you know. right? To not use the... Don't know if that's right, but yeah, let's keep that way. It's not so beautiful, but if it works, let's see here. There, right? Yeah, we must implement other members too, like for the right. And it's gonna be the same thing, but I probably is gonna change the... So we need first calculate the f for this thing here. If we think that fold is the result of append the things, right? I can like append the result that's thing here. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot better. I can like append this thing here with this thing here. Right, so calling first initial with a, right? Appended with the result of calling fold of fn, and the initial value is gonna be what? What's gonna be the initial value in this case? Where is my music? Yeah, I don't see the way to do that. I cannot do that because of this. In this case, what's gonna be in initial value here? Fn initial a append with the m thing, right? And what's gonna be the initial value for that one? It can be the same initial value here. And we can write something like that. Makes sense. Not makes sense. Because it makes sense the append operation, okay, because okay, your first count is an append the result, which in this case is gonna be an int value, right? But can be actually anything with the result of folding fn, but with the same initial value. To recap here, the initial value is passed through the accumulator function. In this case here is gonna be like the zero line, the zero, right? I feel that because of the laws are in this code here, it's gonna work. I have changed something here. Let's save that. Let's see here. Let's try to do that way first to see if it works, right? And we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna change that for that thing. It's more readable, right? So for the same begin from the right side, we're gonna call folder R first to this thing here, and append together with the call of initial value over the everything, right? And we need only now the fold map thing. It's gonna receive a function. Let's see here. It's gonna receive a function, and it must get that f thing here, right? So yeah, that is gonna take a monoid of the empty values, right? So yeah, it will return monoid thing. It can be any monoid, right? Which is the same type of the returning function here. So it's like the same thing as, yes, it's the same thing, like calling the FEN with a value and append together with the result of fold map FEN over monoid. Yeah, it makes sense. And here we have a problem. Yes, a third one. Let's see here. The first parameter of FEN is the accumulator, right? That list general as type A0. What am I missing here? B1 with A0. While checking that type B1, that list general as type A0. I check that expression initial has type A0 in the literature for the mono empty. Let's try to figure out which value is that. Is an int, right? In our case, we are using fold L. Let's for now, I will delete this thing here, just to see what happens, because I want to test this thing here, right? The first thing. No type class instance was found for same group. Because while applying function append, okay, so I cannot append, right? The resulting type while in front type of append, fn initial invalid declaration for the monoimp, where b1 is a read type variable. So we have some same group here, constraint for b1, which is integer, right? Is not an integer appendable. Same group. Let's see here. Same group. Let's see that integer is not appendable, right? Except it. Yeah. I should like. Yeah. So I cannot do that append thing here. I don't want to just do this because it's gonna pass the test, but if I do the same thing but instead of like he's not gonna pass, right? Can I instance same group for no empty integers? I can do that, right? I can do that to make it pass. Here we have same group no empty, right? But only for this value here, not for the in thing. I can have something like, to have that you need to make possible to same group. I see that. I can do that, right? For int. This way I solve that problem here, because I'm saying, okay, int is appendable now, right? It's not the way which we do. Constraint class. How it's made? Constraint class. Let's look here. Show me an example of that. Monoid have. Yes. So something like that. Yeah, it's right. Why unexpected? Alright, it's here is a instance, right? Cannot do that in an instance. I should actually have a class. Okay. I can do that in an instance actually. I need just to change the signal. It must be this thing here, right? No? I cannot do that in an instance. Okay, it's here. Let's search the source code to see. What is that whole thing? Yes, here. Should so I do something like that? Come on. Why is not working? I'll take a little break again. I'll be back soon.
have a head. Harry, I took care of it.
Back. So for the break, I'm in over engineering thing here. I'm over engineering thing here. Just I was like applying some laws about append into values only to solve that thing here more. I don't know, stylish way. So it's not. It's funny to do that, but for now I'm gonna skip that and try to solve the exercise. After that we can try some things in a different way. But let's first solve the exercise. And I will undo this thing here, how it was before. Right, it was this way here. And yeah, we have this thing here. So we fold over internal initial value, which is the. Actually, we can do something like. Let me see. Yeah, let's do it this way to be one-liner, right? And for this thing here, here's fold right, and it's gonna be reversed the way. For the right, the initial value. Let's see here. For initial, the initial value of the fold right function. Actually, I think for fold L we probably should do this thing here, right? So it's gonna be the result of calling my dog, sorry about that. Close the door. So here we have the call of accumulator first, right? Right, with yeah, this initial value here is gonna be the result of folding Fn over this thing here, right? And this thing here is gonna be the initial value. So the first value, we first iterate fold right over the monoid thing here, and after this is solved, it's gonna be the first. The returning value here is gonna be the first value for our last call to Fn passing the A value, like here. So yeah, a lot simpler, a lot more efficient. And here the fold map thing gonna receive the same thing as Fn. Let's close that one here. So I close it down. Let's open PureScript here with the foldable. Let's see, foldable signature here. So yeah, fold map. That is such a default implementation. Interesting to see that one here, but yeah, probably gonna be unsafe here, like okay, right? Because there are the mirrors here. We have seen a problem similar problem before. So let's keep it simple for now. For fold map, we must pass a function that returns a monoid and a non-empty value, right? And the return is gonna be a new monoid, right? And the thing is, we must that fn function is transforming the values into something else in another monoid, right? The same or another monoid. And I need to know how do I deal with that, right? And to know that, I need that tests here for the map here. Let's see how the author wanted to this thing here, right? For the map here. So for the mapping over a non-empty value is gonna turn that into something like that. So one value comes first. Yes, it's like for the same order of for the array, right? So the result of this is gonna be called fn over n appended with the fold, because remember the fold map return is a monoid, so you can append monoid because monoid is has a constraint about having same group, right? So because of that, I can like do that thing here, and it's gonna work. Okay, something wrong happened here, and it was about that. Could not match B1 with A0 while checking that type B1 is at least general. Yes, A0 while checking that expression fold RFN initial fold R. There is something wrong here. My guess it's this thing here, the problem with the parentheses, right? Because fold, the first parameter is this one. Yes, that's right. Let's see if that's so. Still not working. But here for another reason, let's see here. Could not match type B1 with A0 while checking that type B1 is at least general as type E0, while checking that expression initial has type E0. In value declaration foldable no empty, where A0 is a rigid type variable. So the problem here is that why that's happening. For the error is the same signature, right? The B value something different here. Let's see here. The callback is different. The B value is gonna be the initial value, right? Of for the R is gonna be passed as second parameter, like the next thing, right? And the A thing is the first thing, the accumulator thing, and the B value so there is something different here. for the array function, uh, the the first argument of that function, let's see here in the documentation. No, there is not such. The signature is not the same. Here we have actually I guess that order of parameters is different here. The first parameter is actually the monoid, right? The monoid, like here. And the second parameter is actually the accumulator, right? Here we have the opposite. B is accumulator and A is the monoid, is the next value. Accumulator, next monoid value. Accumulator, no, monoid value, and yes. My guess we need to change that to the signature here, right? Let's see. So M now is array, right? So should I like say that this thing here is array, right? My guess is that the case here. Let's see if that's the case. I was willing to build that function more generic. So if I change no empty to something else, the internals of no empty, right? To something else, it must work. Let's see. Like here we had not made this assumption. Yeah, it does not make sense. I can use that value because look at here. Array A0 with type A0. If I can like see, let's see the source code for that. I want to see how it's implemented inside to try to understand the logic behind the folder array thing. Let's search for instance for array, for example. There's array here. Has a native implementation here for an import. So let's try to add tuple. Let's see. does make sense. Maybe for other thing. Let's see here. What's wrong here? Don't know what's happening here. Let's see if I find some example of fold function here. For my problem is with that. Array 0 0 with IP 0. It's like they side element, right? Why that's happening? B value right here is gonna be the second parameter. Like the first is the function, second one is the initial value. Yeah, the A value is like the content of the F thing, right? Which is the next thing. So the first parameter of I think I'm seeing something here, guys. Probably that thing here is different. So here the first thing is gonna be the first thing here is gonna be the thing that are inside of the element, in this case A, right? And then the second thing is gonna be that fold call, right? That which is the B thing right here. The B is the initial value. In this case, initial value is gonna be the result of calling fold over the let's see here. So we are calling the Fn over the result of folding over Fn, and here Yeah, this thing here. The second parameter, the first is the callback, right? And the second parameter is the initial value, so initial, right? And the last one is the monoid. Here, the function, initial, monoid. So, function, initial, monoid, right? Yeah. Is that right? It's going from right to left. Yeah, because this thing here is the next thing, right? And the next thing is A. Should not that be this thing here? It passed it. Let's see here. But I guess the order's wrong. Oh no, it's right, because first is gonna resolve that value here, and that resolved value, which is the result of calling fold, right, over am, is gonna be passed through this thing here to resolve the value. Yes, it's right. So it's passing here. I will so move the test to other sessions here. It's probably gonna pass. It passed. So nice. Congratulations. Now I want to see how the author implemented that, to see if he did something differently. Right? We are in this thing right here. I will commit that thing. Add foldable non-empty solution, and let's push that. I'll keep that repository link here in the chat. Someone wants to check out. And let's check to the auto solution to see how he solved that. Something different here. Let's see that. So the author used something very different here. Let's see the folder. So here we have the function that takes a value in the array and actually call the same thing, function, and instead of passing fold L standard, st is the initial value, right? So it passed the initial value. Like here we did that. No, we don't did that. So yeah, instead of resolving that initial value using that way I did, he's took the initial value to the function and because fold returns like here, for returns a function that receives the monoid and returns a value, right? He called that function passing something, which is the non-empty thing, and he actually append together the value inside here in the array, because we can like append non-empty, because non-empty has a same group instance, right? He actually made a new interesting. He made a new same group and passed the result of concatenating these things, right? So interesting to see that Vodable actually can be like receive that function which transforms the value, right? And the same thing happened to writing. But I feel that the solution is wrong. Probably they should be opposite, right? He called for the error the same thing, but here it should be first the error and after that the value. Don't know. And for fold map, it uses the same logic. Fold map returns a function that returns a that takes a monoid and returns another monoid. Interesting. I had did something more, don't know, probably hard to understand, right? Here's simpler version, a lot simpler actually, by taking for granted that law here. Nice to see that. Okay, so for today I'm done. I will finish the stream, and we're gonna keep tomorrow probably for the next exercise. I did something wrong with that extended infinity thing. We did that one here, right? And see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thanks for watching. Follow to receive notification about the stream. Bye bye.